This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Tonight, fewer newcomers. Ottawa cuts 2 of Nova Scotia's immigration streams in half. Abuse awareness. A Nova Scotia woman is speaking out after her one-time partner shared intimate images online. And youth services. Nova Scotia launches one-stop support for young people in need.
Not just one, but 2 systems to watch this weekend as we move into Saturday night and then again for Sunday night. Very cold next week. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. New details have been released on how the federal government's immigration cuts will play out here in Nova Scotia. At least 2 programs are receiving 50% cuts, and that's leaving some industries dismayed at the reduction. Nicholas Sagan reports.
With the federal government cutting 2 major immigration streams in half this year, Nova Scotia restaurants will be feeling the strain.
We do rely on foreign labor to help maintain the services that the industry is providing to communities.
Restaurants Canada says many establishments in rural areas need immigrants to stay staffed in an already unforgiving landscape, with 53% of restaurants losing money or just breaking even.
If we're reducing the amount of staff in restaurants, most of them are going to have to start cutting hours or maybe taking a couple days off a week. And that's going to affect their bottom line even more.
This week, the federal government provided the 2025 immigration allocations to each province. Nova Scotia found out the Atlantic Immigration Program and the Provincial Nominee Program, the 2 most common immigration paths, are being cut in half.
We didn't know what the allotment was going to be, but we expected the numbers were going to be lower. There were signals that were put that they were going to be lower.
The allocations for these programs have been rising in the past few years, this year being slashed along with some other immigration streams. The federal government says the new immigration levels focus on well-managed, sustainable growth, saying the rapid rise in population has put pressures on housing, infrastructure, and social services. But the construction industry says more housing and infrastructure can't be built without skilled immigrants.
We're bringing in people who need housing. We're not bringing in enough of the people that can build it.
Williams says the industry is struggling through massive labor shortages, and there are 2,500 to 3,000 construction vacancies in the province on any given day.
Which means projects are not progressing, things are not getting built, cranes are not going up, buildings are not going up, housing is not getting built. The folks that we're trying to bring in are because we have so many vacancies we can't fill.
The provincial government says it will focus its reduced allotment of immigrants on filling job vacancies in sectors like healthcare and construction, saying these skilled workers are needed to support the economy and keep essential services running. Nicholas Sagan, CBC News, Halifax.
Nova Scotia is facing a crisis of intimate partner violence. 6 women have been killed by their partners in 3 months. And tonight, one woman is speaking out after intimate images of her were shared online. She wants people to know it is a form of abuse. Kayla Hounsell brings us her story.
Natalie Brown paints to relax, drawn to the colors, she says, during what has been a pretty dark time.
I was so humiliated. I felt stupid, I felt embarrassed, I felt scared.
Her ordeal began one day while searching for a recipe on the Food Network, when up popped another site starting with F, FetLife, a Canadian social networking site for people interested in fetishism. Brown had stumbled upon a video her partner had shared of her engaged in a sexual act.
I didn't agree to be filmed like that. I didn't want to be filmed like that.
Her now former partner, Connor Dolan, was charged and ultimately pleaded guilty to the distribution of intimate images without consent. He was sentenced to 4 months to be served in the community.
Incarceration is usually reserved for cases that involve a revenge porn type situation where somebody's doing it on purpose to harm the victim or to get back at them for some reason. So in this case, we didn't have that factor.
In court, Dolan said he's tremendously sorry. The judge said this was an act of intimate partner online sexual abuse. No question of it.
The judge saying those words means everything to me.
Brown is sharing her story to raise awareness of intimate partner violence, motivated by a rash of recent murders in Nova Scotia. 6 women have been killed by their male partners within just the past 3 months.
I hear more and more about it.
This lawyer applauds Brown's advocacy.
The public awareness is also increasing, which I think about a lot because so many people don't know that the harm they've experienced is actually illegal.
Brown asked the court to lift a publication ban protecting her identity so she could also shine a light on the difficulties she faced navigating the justice system.
Every time I was scared, I thought, you're not just doing this for you. You're doing this for every woman who has to sit in that shame.
She wants people to know that there are many forms of intimate partner violence and that it always starts somewhere. Kayla Hounsell, CBC News, Halifax.
A correction now to a story we brought you yesterday where the owner of a rooming house in Sydney was fined almost $98,000 after a university student died in a fire in one of the landlord's buildings in 2022. The Public Prosecution Service originally said the landlord was sentenced on 6 counts of failing to ensure proper fire extinguishers were available. In actuality, the landlord was sentenced on 1 count and 1 count of failing to provide a proper exit. All right, Ryan. So it was a quiet week, but it sounds like things are going to get a little busier.
Yeah, that's right. We knew it was only a matter of time, right? And the weekend, the first half of the weekend will be quiet. And so good news, quiet tonight. Tomorrow looks pretty good as well. We're going to be seeing some sunshine fading away as the clouds build in from west to east throughout the day. Temperatures bumping up to the freezing mark and even 2-3 degrees in through the south and west. Temperatures will continue to rise through Saturday night as our next system builds in, and we will be looking at that system bringing rain. No doubt about that. There's the rain tracking in, and that system will linger into Sunday. So Sunday is rain in the morning, some winds gusting to 50 kilometers per hour from the south in the morning, some easing into the afternoon for western areas where things will dry out, but expecting that much of the day will indeed be damp as that system moves through. This secondary system, this is the one we're going to have to keep an eye on throughout the weekend. Right now, looks like most of the model guidance has the snow for New Brunswick, with some snow mixing in Colchester, Cumberland, the Valley, and the Northumberland Shore overnight Sunday into Monday, with perhaps an eventual change to rain, though the track of this has really been shifting. So stay tuned for updates this weekend on that. That low moves out and the cold air moves in a big way. This is a big Arctic shot of air that is moving its way through the Great Lakes this weekend. It moves in for us throughout Monday into Tuesday and will hold on through much of next week. So keep the long johns ready. Amy.
That's good advice. All right. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
The province is working with community partners on a one-stop shop approach for youth in need of employment, housing, and mental health and addiction services. As the CBC's Luke Ettinger reports, there's excitement about the idea in northern Nova Scotia.
In April, the province announced 7 integrated youth services sites where counseling, primary health care, as well as employment, housing, and income assistance support will all be under one roof. There is hope the location in Pictou County will build the social safety net for youth aged 12 to 25.
It's for all youth in Pictou County, and I think that's really important.
A location is being finalized in New Glasgow.
It's in an area that can be accessed by people. It's close to schools. So we're bursting at the seams to make the announcement in the near future.
Brian Comer, the Minister of Addictions and Mental Health, declined an interview on the site stretching from Bridgewater to Sydney. A statement says the first sites are set to open in spring, with more coming in the following years. Amherst will be home to the second site in northern Nova Scotia.
These organizations will all be working together with the youth that is in need of services. So we have a lot of exciting things happening here. Unfortunately, it's because of the demand.
Smith McCrossan says family breakdown that she attributes to financial stress is part of the problem. She says reducing taxes could help alleviate the strain on services for youth. Meanwhile, in Pictou County, Tanner says the shelter is having to turn youth away. On one occasion, 7 in one day.
So it could be mental health, it could be addiction, it could be family breakdown, it could be kind of any number of things with that age group. And certainly, you know, as the youth get older, same thing. It's hard in that age range to find affordable housing.
And she hopes the integrated services will help get to the root of some of those issues. Luke Ettinger, CBC News, Stellarton.
Norovirus cases are on the rise across the country, and Nova Scotia is no exception. The virus is highly contagious, and symptoms include vomiting and diarrhea. Nova Scotia Health says although it does not track the exact number of cases, anecdotally, doctors are seeing an increase.
And the rise could be due to a number of factors. It could be increased social interaction, reduced community immunity from the previous years, and other environmental factors. Even though Nova Scotia Health is not tracking the numbers specifically, public health teams are monitoring the situation very closely.
Smith says noroviruses usually resolve on their own with rest and hydration, but seek medical attention if your symptoms do not improve after 2 days. New Halifax flights to the United States and Europe are expected to help boost passenger numbers this year. The Halifax Airport Authority says they expect to hit the pre-pandemic level of 4.3 million passengers in 2025. Edelweiss Air will launch non-stop flights to Zurich, Switzerland this July. American Airlines will launch a new Halifax to Chicago flight this summer. WestJet will start non-stop service to Paris, and Discover Airlines will operate their Frankfurt service 5 times weekly. And JetBlue will also launch a flight to Boston. Former Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland made it clear today she will join the race to replace Justin Trudeau as leader of the Liberal Party. In a one-sentence post on social media, Freeland said, quote, "I'm running to fight for Canada." And in an op-ed in the Toronto Star newspaper, she suggested as leader she'd retaliate against any American tariffs, dollar for dollar, precisely and painfully targeted. Freeland will officially join the race on Sunday. Yesterday, former Bank of Canada Governor Mark Carney launched his campaign, while sources tell CBC News that Government House Leader Karina Gould will announce her candidacy tomorrow. Resource Minister Jonathan Wilkinson now says he will not join the race. A pilot program designed to help seniors battling loneliness and isolation is set to become permanent. The telephone-based initiative lets seniors take part in games, lectures, chats, and even sing-alongs. It's called Seniors Connect Nova Scotia. Vernon Ramasar tells us more.
It works something like a party line. Games and lectures, not in person, but seniors interact through the phone on scheduled group calls. Rose Jackson is in her 80s and lives with her husband in a cabin in rural Lunenburg County. She's a regular participant in the group calls and is relieved that it will continue.
It's a lifeline for me to have interaction with other people, and we laugh and we have a good time. We enjoy ourselves, and really, I think I'd be going into a depression if I didn't have a program like that to help me.
The Seniors Connect NS pilot was scheduled to run to the end of April. It started in Shelburne, Queens, Lunenburg counties, and Halifax Regional Municipality, and has since expanded to Inverness County in Cape Breton. It operates with funding from the Department of Seniors and Long-Term Care. The program is currently at capacity with 50 seniors signed up. Rebecca McCarthy, the program's coordinator, says the sessions not only provide entertainment, but also foster a sense of community.
You don't have to have a computer, you don't have to have an internet connection, you just have to have a telephone and ideally a mailbox so that I can send out schedules and any materials that would support the program.
Executive Director of one of the program's partners says the world moved online after the pandemic and many seniors feel left behind.
We were very encouraged with the Department of Seniors and Long-Term Care and their decision to be proactive in their approach to supporting seniors, especially those who are most isolated. So we are so happy to be a part of this program, and we really look forward to being a permanent program and, of course, hopefully growing.
She says plans include hiring additional staff to handle increasing participation and extending the program's reach across the province. Vernon Ramasar, CBC News, Halifax.
Oh, a beautiful sunset earlier this evening in Halifax. We've got Ryan up next with his weather forecast. See you after the break. Yeah, as you were saying earlier, bust out the long johns for next week because the temperatures are going to really drop.
They really are. And, one thing that kind of stands out to me about this event coming in is that there's really no snow on the ground. It looks like Sunday night will remain mostly rain, though we may see some snow, and we'll have to watch that system. But if there is no snow on the ground, temperatures are really going to be getting cold, and that frost is going to be able to drive further into the ground. I know in the last few times we've seen events like this with deep cold and not much snow, some folks have had issues with water lines. So that's
good to keep in mind. Yeah.
Something to keep in mind. I'm not sure what we can really do to prevent things like that, but if
be aware at least
be aware that could be a possibility, as those temps look really, really cold for the overnights, Monday night, Tuesday night, as you will see. Have a look at our current temperatures, and it's pretty cold out there right now. Parsboro at -10, -5 in the Halifax area, but -8 up at the airport. It is going to be a cold night tonight, and it's already setting up that way. Light winds for the most part out there, not too gusty as we look at the weather systems map. Yeah, a few flurries kicking around through the middle part of the day, but we did see some sun today for most of us, which was so nice, wasn't it? Big picture, and we got a couple of lows that we're keeping an eye on, and this is going to be the setup as we move through the next few days. All eyes are going to be on, the second system in particular. Have a look at the cold air here that is, it's getting ready to do a huge march across the Great Lakes and into Eastern Canada. This indeed a polar vortex which will work its way out of the poles and work its way into Eastern Canada and Eastern North America with some very, very cold temperatures. Tonight, temperatures will be anywhere from -8 to -12, and it is maybe some -13 to 15 temperatures in low-lying areas here of central and eastern areas. Generally in the -6 to -10 range for Cape Breton, but a bit cooler in some low-lying areas. Now, as we look at the setup for Saturday, it's going to be quiet to start. I think we'll all see some sunshine early on. The Tri-County area, clouds building in pretty quickly as the sun rises, and then that cloud will build from west to east across the province on Saturday. Cape Breton, though, will remain quite bright from start to finish, and we are going to be seeing mostly sunny skies in the morning, a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. Temperatures right near the freezing mark with those southerly winds gusting to 40. Beautiful day. Antigonish, New Glasgow, the Eastern Shore, up into the Colchester, Cumberland area and central, including Halifax. We will see that cloud thickening up throughout the morning, and into the afternoon we're going to be seeing clouds building in quite thick across western areas as well, but certainly that building cloud throughout the morning. Sunday, periods of rain. Now, I do think, as I said earlier, we may see some clearing for western areas. The winds will be gusting 40 to 50 kilometers per hour as this rain marches through on Sunday. This looks set to bring about 5 to 15 millimeters, but we could see a little bit more for Cape Breton and the Eastern Shore, and then some breaks in the action into the Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening time frame as that low starts to move out. Quickly on its heels will be this next system, and again, this is one they're watching for Boston and New York City and Philadelphia. This is, the I-95, and then right up into our region as well. As I mentioned earlier, there has been a lot of shuffling with the forecast models on this one. From a light snowfall event for Nova Scotia with a track so far offshore. Most of the guidance is in this boat right now, which is a track pretty close to Nova Scotia, warm enough that we do get into the warm sector here. Again, some mixing of snow Sunday night, the Valley, Colchester, Cumberland, the Northumberland shore, then likely a bump over to some rain. But Monday morning could be a slick commute, and if things shift, this could change. So keep an update, just keep one eye on the forecast as we move throughout the weekend. That cold air wrapping in on the backside of the system means we're back to flurries and a big cool down. And just to show you, this is, if you're going to be traveling this weekend, where we are looking at that significant snow on the other side of this system, where we could see anywhere from 10 to 20, maybe 30 centimeters. And here comes that polar vortex, the Arctic air, which spills in and across the region in a big way. And it is going to settle in, yes, by Tuesday morning, and then you can see how chilly it will be as we work our way through next week, Amy. So indeed, long john weather on the way.
Yeah, definitely. All right, thanks for that, Ryan.
Thank you.
Coming up, I catch up with actor Alan Hawko to hear about his new police drama set on St. Pierre-Miquelon. CBC has a new police drama called Saint Pierre, which is held on the French territory of Saint Pierre and Miquelon. And I'm joined now by one of the stars of the show, Alan Hocko. So hi, Alan, how are you?
Oh, hi. Great to be here.
So tell me about your character Fitz and how he ends up where he is.
So Fitz is an RNC inspector with the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary Police Department of Newfoundland, and he gets himself into some hot water when he goes to question the Premier of Newfoundland, the fictional Premier of Newfoundland, at his kid's school because the Premier lives with Fitz's ex-wife and his kids in his house. So there looks like there is a big personal beef. Things go awry. Fitz arrests the Premier in this questioning. His boss is doing a cultural exchange with the local police force in Saint Pierre. Newfoundland, Saint Pierre have a big cultural connection. It's supposed to be a cadet, but his boss says, no, I'm going to send you there to lay low for 6 months. And that's kind of where our show starts.
So what was it like filming there? How did the locals like you guys there?
Well, I think it went really well. I mean, I can't speak for them. They were so nice, generous. They were literally giving up their homes for our crew so we could stay there and shoot there. I feel a real special connection to that place. I spent a lot of time there by myself, writing, sort of developing the series, scouting. It's a truly wonderful, wonderful original place.
Well, how did this whole series come about? You were the driving force behind it. What was your inspiration?
The initial kernel of the idea came from A Son of a Critch, which is also on CBC, that I co-produce. I was over there doing a location scout for an episode of Critch, and I hadn't been there in 20 years, and I was like, it just kind of blew my mind again. I did a movie there 20 years previous, and I just was like, oh my God, this is it. The other shows I've been kind of thinking about, you're developing show ideas, you want to be authentic, you want to sort of find a place that's your voice, but I didn't want to rehash old ideas in terms of what I would have done in Republic of Doyle or whatever. So it had to be the right thing, and it just hit me in that moment. I was like, it's set here. This is the show. This is the circumstance. Then I started working with some wonderful people, and it just grew into what it is today.
Well, tell me about Fitz's relationship with sort of his rival, I guess you'd say, at least sparring partner, Arch.
Yeah. So first of all, Saint Pierre doesn't have a local police force in real life. In real life, the gendarme, the national French police, bring people from mainland France to police it. No locals are a part of the police force. And I thought, well, okay, that makes sense because that's likely a safeguard for what's possible from a criminal perspective. So I was like, what if you remove that and you create a local police force there? And it's like, okay, well, that's something that's more in the Al Capone tradition of smuggling booze. You've got access to Europe, straight through North America.
So very international.
Yeah, because it is. It's a direct flight to, you pass through customs to get to Saint Pierre from here. You have to go to another country, and they have a domestic flight to Paris. So imagine if you were a criminal mastermind and you had the police in your pocket, what you could pull off. That doesn't exist in real life. They've got a lot of safeguards in place for that, but I thought, what if? So Arch is a transplant from mainland France. She's from Paris. She transferred there for her own reasons, which is a bit of a mystery in itself that you discover throughout the show. But she's kind of set in there. She's the deputy chief of the local police force. Her and Fitz certainly bash heads at the beginning because she's got her own agenda there. She's wondering what his agenda is. It seems very suspicious that he just shows up. She doesn't know if she can trust him. She's also the type of person who holds all of her cards close to her vest. So it's like chest, close to her vest. That's a good saying. So it's like, what are they going to be? How are they going to get to know each other? What's going to become of this relationship? Are they friends? Are they enemies? What's the situation going to play out like?
All right, so 2 episodes have aired so far, 8 more to go.
Yeah.
Getting some good feedback?
Yeah. It's been a dream, to be honest. People have seemed to be really enjoying it. Yeah, you never know. You put something like this out there, it's from your heart, you're passionate about it. So many of us put so much into it. You just hope people watch, first of all. It's all you really care about. Are you accessing the people that have been following your career or are interested in what you're doing? And it seems like that's happened. So it's pretty cool.
All right. Well, looking forward to checking out the rest. All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Coming up, the newly formed Council on Canada-U.S. Relations meets in Washington to discuss Donald Trump's tariff threats. And Benjamin Netanyahu's security cabinet recommends the approval of the ceasefire and hostage deal between Israel and Hamas. Welcome back. Justin Trudeau's government says it's ready to retaliate against Donald Trump if he follows through with his threat to impose a 25% tariff on Canadian goods on the first day he takes office as U.S. president. That happens on Monday. But Ottawa says it now has a plan for an immediate counterattack. The CBC's Kate McKenna has the details.
The Prime Minister's message is that Canada has a plan as industry braces for impact.
The single biggest advantage Canada has is Canadians themselves.
Today, Justin Trudeau met with his new U.S.-Canada Council, a nonpartisan group of business and policy leaders convened to deal with the tariff threat.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you could all hear me online. It's great to see everyone here today.
He told them Canada's ready to hit back if Trump moves ahead with a 25% blanket tariff on Canadian goods.
This could be devastating. This would be basically starting a trade war. The Americans would be starting a trade war against us.
CBC Radio Canada has learned the Trudeau government is planning a first round of counter tariffs to be released as soon as Monday.
The expectation is that the first round of response, should they have to go to that level, would have a relatively minimal impact on the Canadian economy, but would get the attention of key stakeholders south of the border.
The plan targets $37 billion in American goods. If that doesn't work, there's a second retaliatory tariff list that targets $110 billion of American goods. Canadian officials say everything is on the table.
We're fighting for our country, we're fighting for our economy, and we're fighting for Canadian jobs.
New revenue from tariffs could support workers and businesses caught up in the trade war.
We want to make sure that ultimately, indeed, we use the revenues to support Canadians.
Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister spent time in Washington, telling Republican decision makers it'll be American consumers who end up paying more.
A lot of senators are very surprised by the numbers we're giving them. A lot of senators have never heard about this Trump tariff tax.
Since Trump first made his tariff threat, Canadian officials have been working nonstop, appearing on American TV, meeting with American lawmakers, and even visiting Trump himself at Mar-a-Lago. But it's still not clear what's going to happen when Trump returns to the Oval Office on Monday. Kate McKenna, CBC News, Ottawa.
Turning now to the latest in the conflict in the Middle East. Israel's cabinet is deliberating on whether to ratify this week's Gaza ceasefire agreement. The meeting began this afternoon, but has extended into the evening. Early in the day came the news that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's security cabinet had approved it. But in the full cabinet, there is opposition. Two hardliners have threatened to resign, one demanding the deal be rejected, the other that the war resumes when the agreement's 6-week first phase ends. Israeli warplanes have kept up strikes in Gaza. Well, for Palestinians living in the Gaza Strip, life could get far more dangerous before it gets better. The region is bracing for another wave of attacks in the hours before the ceasefire is set to take hold. And even if the fighting does stop, the casualties in the enclave are almost certain to rise. Margaret Evans explains why.
One more farewell in a land soaked in blood. The ceasefire set to come into effect in Gaza on Sunday in sight, but out of reach for the dead being mourned here. Victims of an Israeli missile strike in Khan Yunis on Wednesday, after a breakthrough in diplomacy was announced. More than 100 Palestinians are thought to have been killed in Gaza strikes since then.
Ceasefires are inherently dangerous times.
Aid agencies are waiting anxiously for calm that will allow them, they hope, to work.
There's been drugs that we've been waiting for since April of last year, painkillers, supplements for children. We don't have a fridge for vaccines.
A pause will also allow Gazans to count the dead. The death toll could be 40% higher than numbers reported by Hamas officials in Gaza, according to a recent report looking at the first 9 months of the war.
We find that it's between 55,000 to 78,000 that were killed, possibly from October to June. The median is around 64,000.
That compares to a count of 38,000 by Hamas officials for the same period. Dr. Zaina Jamaluddin says the statisticians used a sampling technique that relied on cross-checking lists.
We only relied on names of people who were killed and those who have IDs, but these have also been verified by the UN.
25-year-old Mahmoud Sukar lives with the sound of an Israeli drone overhead and not much else. 17 members of his family, including his twin brother Mohammed, killed in an airstrike over a year ago. He keeps their death certificates close. I carry them so the world sees how we were once a family, he says, and now they're reduced to death certificates. Sukar says he's lived through too many wars in his young life. It's enough, he says. The most precious people are gone. So much more than numbers on a page. Margaret Evans, CBC News, London.
Fire crews continue to battle wildfires across parts of Los Angeles County in Southern California, and tens of thousands of people remain under mandatory evacuation orders. This is drone footage of what used to be highly coveted beachfront homes in Malibu. At least 27 people are now dead in the California wildfires. Fire crews continue to comb through the ash and rubble across Los Angeles, looking for the missing and working to make sure those neighborhoods are safe for those trying to return. The Palisades fire is the most destructive in California history. As of this morning, it is only 22% contained, a week and a half after it began. U.S. President Joe Biden is making use of his sweeping clemency powers as his time in office draws to a close. Biden says he'll commute the sentences of almost 2,500 people convicted of nonviolent drug offenses. The pardons are for offenders serving harsher sentences compared with current practices. Experts say they disproportionately affect Black people and fuel mass incarceration. Biden isn't done. He says more pardons may be coming before he leaves office next week. Well, it's been exactly 5 years since one of the most powerful blizzards in Newfoundland's history barreled into the eastern part of the island. The record-breaking storm lasted almost an entire day and brought more than 90 centimeters of snow to some areas. It was coined Snowmageddon in the days that followed. CBC meteorologist Ashley Brawweiler brings us this look back in a once-a-generation storm.
5 years ago today, I was here at 6:30 in the morning to go on the radio to talk about the incoming storm. I knew what was coming, but what it would be, we had never seen this before. Snowmageddon, the day that didn't end. A few of us were stranded at work, and I slept under my desk and then snowshoed home the next morning. It was a day I'll never forget. It was weather history and exactly why I became a meteorologist. So let me do some meteorology stuff. The powerful nor'easter battered the eastern half of the island. 78 to 90 plus centimeters of snow, extremely high winds, damaging coastal surge, and 17 hours of blizzard conditions shut down the St. John's Airport, schools, grocery stores, and left thousands without power. The airport, it was closed to commercial traffic for 6 days. After the wind and snow, this, mountains of it. The military arrived 2 days later, and it was all hands on deck. The grocery stores temporarily opened during the state of emergency, and the lines were incredible. The shelves were mostly stocked in the metro area, but several containers of goods were still sitting at the OceanX docks in St. John's. Those were destined for grocery stores across the province, but getting out the Avalon was the hard part. With nowhere to go, people built snow forts in their backyards. For many, the only mode of transportation in the early days of the state of emergency was snowshoes and skis. Remember these guys? They were here to make a snowboarding film and got more than they bargained for. Snowmageddon brought life in St. John's to a standstill for 8 days. City staff worked around the clock to get it up and running again, and that experience means lessons learned.
We've had some meetings with the province. We need to do better with the state of emergency declarations. Our communities are so close-knit here that, and touching each other, that we have to have some uniformity when dealing with state of emergencies like that. So that's something that's still being worked on.
Before Snowmageddon, the City of St. John's already recognized changes in weather. It declared a climate emergency just 2 months before the storm. Breen says climate change projections are now baked into plans for new infrastructure to make sure whatever's built can handle it.
We're seeing increases in not only in total rainfall, but in rate of rainfall. The storms are bringing more rain, and it's coming down at a faster rate. So we're upgrading our systems, our underground systems, making sure when we're building new infrastructure that it could handle the runoff that we have.
With our changing climate, the storms are becoming more intense, more frequent. So it's not a matter of if another snowmageddon happens, it's when.
CBC meteorologist Ashley Brawweiler in St. John's. Well, when it comes to buying real estate in New Brunswick, a rare opportunity has just come up. Selling points include total privacy and beautiful views. The CBC's Silas Brown explains.
Have you ever wanted to own your own island? New Brunswickers will have that chance at an upcoming tax sale. Goat Island is in the middle of Grand Lake, tucked between Cox Point and Weirs Beach, and the property's arrival at auction is somewhat of a surprise to locals who have visited the island for decades.
Really never knew who owned it, and never really bothered to ever try to find out. I always assumed the government owned it.
That's Brian Watson, who owned a camp on the lake for 40 years.
The island was directly straight across the lake from my place, so I got up every morning and looked out and seen the island. And like I said, we traveled out on the island quite a bit.
The island is a well-known gathering place for Grand Lake boaters, with the gravel beach on the north side allowing for easy access. Chris Spencer is from the Chipman area and still owns a place in nearby Cumberland Bay.
It's approximately 5 or 6 kilometers due west to get to Goat Island.
Spencer says one of his earliest memories is of visiting Goat Island. His children have inherited his love of the island, and now so have his grandchildren.
When we load the boat, even before the boat's loaded, they're asking, can we stop at Goat Island? And again, it comes back to there's very few beaches, if I can call it that, on the lake that kids can get out and enjoy the water, and Goat Island is one of those ideal spots.
But before you get carried away with visions of your dream camp on your very own private island, locals warn that it's not exactly a friendly place to build.
You'd never be able to build on it. It floods every year, regardless of how high the water. There's a lot of poison ivy on that island. And I did actually see it. And when I used to take my grandkids and my son out there, it was like, stay out of the bushes.
According to property records, the current owner is the estate of Lloyd C. Ryan. Due to unpaid property taxes, the province will auction off the island at the Fredericton Convention Centre on January 17th. And locals are nervous that a new owner will have a less laissez-faire attitude to the frequent summertime visitors.
It would be a tremendous shame for the users of the lake to lose access to that asset.
Ideally, Spencer wants to see the island officially in public hands.
Provincial land around the lake is non-existent. Around Grand Lake, you could probably count on one hand how many locations there are for public access to the water, and that would be the ideal solution.
That was the CBC's Silas Brown reporting for us in New Brunswick. A PEI woman is sharing her love of needlework by teaching fellow residents at her seniors' home. Hilaganda Visser is 84 years old and has been doing needlework for 75 of those years. The CBC's Jane Robertson met up with her to learn what has kept her going and how sharing the work helps her inspire others.
I think, I have to say it, I think it is addictive.
How long do you think you've been embroidering for?
About 75 years or more, yeah. Embroidery is an expression with a needle and thread and a piece of linen. And some pieces I worked on for years, but other pieces kind of inspire you and you go along the way you see it, right?
This picture behind me on the wall was created by one of our residents, Gonda Visser. And Gonda is extremely talented with needlework and a combination of different type. Too many that I don't even know all those types, and I've learned so much more of them since she's moved in here. But this was one that she kindly donated to us at Andrews of Stratford for all the residents to enjoy here in the home.
Painting with thread, that is one of my favorites to do. And you do it only from a photo. It turns out lovely usually. And you have to look at it not close by, but it is kind of a painting thing. So you have to look from afar. Yeah, but there are other embroideries where there are many stitches. And those, the samplers are all different stitches, yeah. That takes, well, figuring out. It gives you a challenge. And I think people need challenges, even in embroidery.
Something like this that's been so special in her life, and now that she's sharing it with a whole new group of friends, you can just see her face light up. As I said, it's something that most of us had never seen before. So it's very important for her to share that with us, but for herself just to keep doing it for as long as she can.
It is not that you say, okay, I sit here and I just do something. No, your mind is working because you are totally involved in what you're making. I hope they are inspired. I really hope that they would say, wow, I want to do that too. But then I say, you can do that. It is nothing more than try it out.
It's impressive. Well, Canada's main stock index made gains today, led by strength in utilities and base metals, while U.S. markets saw a steady rally on the last day of trading before Donald Trump is inaugurated as president. Here's a look at the numbers as we head to break. Yes, at long last, the weekend is here, and it sounds like a good chance to get out tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow's definitely going to be the better of the 2 days to get outside. If you've got some plans, you hope to maybe get out for a dog walk or a run. Tomorrow is the day for sure. Sunday, pretty wet, especially the first half of the day. We'll time it out. Let's show you first our viewer picture of the day. This one, we are going to zoom in on Hurdle Lake. Beautiful spot. We've been here before. We'll be here again, I'm sure.
Oh, that's an interesting shot.
Thanks to Joy Hoskin. Nice sun pillar there. And a terrific shot here with, some ice on the lake there. Looking very, very beautiful indeed. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Saturday, we are, again, looking at a nice day. We'll see some increasing clouds throughout the morning. Cape Breton, you folks will hang on to the sunshine for most of the day. Clouds building up throughout the afternoon. Southerly winds, 20 gusting 30 to 40. And temperatures, pretty much a little bit milder than where we should be for this time of year. There's the area of high pressure moving its way out and that next system moving in. So the first of two lows that move in this weekend. This one will be bringing rain, 5 to 15 millimeters, maybe a bit more for Cape Breton. And then that system will move out and we've got our next low moving in. This is the one where we have more uncertainty. It looks right now most likely that it'll be New Brunswick that sees the snow. The European model has things a little bit snowier for northern Nova Scotia, but we'll keep you posted on that throughout the weekend. And there is the cold shot.
A lot of blue.
Yeah, and polar vortex gets thrown around, but this is indeed a polar vortex that is going to be moving its way in, settling in, and very, very chilly through next week with temperatures into the minus teens to start the day.
All right. Well, Doug Ford's choice of headwear this week at that Premier's meeting has everyone talking.
First of all, I'll talk about the hat that I'm wearing. You don't see me in the hats too much, but this is about everyday Canadians standing up for their country.
You can see the slogan, Canada is not for sale. If it looks familiar, you're right. The Canadian company behind the cap confirms it's an intentional riff on the Make America Great Again brand.
The red caps are often worn by Donald Trump and his supporters. Ford says the message shows how Canada can unite against the threat of U.S. tariffs.
All right, that is it for us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Have a great weekend.